Half the videos that I make on this channel are things that I think you want to watch, either because it's a huge current event or just some juicy drama you can watch for 10 minutes during a lunch break, like when Aiden Ross got scammed out of millions of dollars. The other half of the videos I like to make are things that I know a lot about, and I don't know a lot about a lot of things, so when I feel like an expert on a subject, I like to impart my little amount of wisdom, like when I talk about streaming and industry stuff. But today's different, and I hope you'll indulge me because today I'm not an expert on the subject and I don't think any of you know what's going on, but it's near and dear to my heart because it's about my favorite video game, Balatro, and why you might not be able to play it anymore. Now, if you don't know what Balatro is, I'll let Northern Lion explain it for you.
It's the poker roguelite, heavily synergistic, heavily mathematical driven, heavily multiplication driven, heavily gamed by Hafu. She got like a 17 billion point hand or something.
Hafu does game on that game, and it came out full release this week, and it is blown up. I think they almost crossed like 1 million sales, or they're close to it, but the sales have somewhat halted because they tweeted out, the publisher Playstack, that the game's been removed from sale on a number of digital stores in some countries and even on some console platforms, including the Nintendo Switch. And the reason is because the rating of the game got changed overnight from 3+ to 18+ because it contains prominent gambling imagery and material that instructs about gambling. Now, they go on to say that they don't allow or encourage gambling, and I'll explain how in a second. But they also said that this was initially rated 18+, and then they re-rated it 3+ after showing them the game, and then they flip-flopped. They flip-flopped right back, which is fucking them over. And I'm not happy about this because it's my favorite goddamn game, and I want the solo dev who made the game to succeed, to thrive, to make a fuck ton of money because they made a beautiful thing, and I like when beautiful things make a lot of money. Now, if you never played a roguelike before, it's like every roguelike, man. It's like you get like a random thing, like in Hades when you get a random boom. But in this game, you get jokers, which add different multipliers depending on, different factors. What suit it is, what cards you play, what hands you play. There's a lot of different combinations. And I think nobody can explain Balatro better than this article in Paste Magazine, which is definitely worth reading. It was written by Mike Dietz, and I'm going to just read this paragraph here. Chance is inherent to solitaire in Balatro. It provides us a certain je ne sais quoi to the game, an ineffable chaos that draws us in with a slim promise of victory before kicking our ass again and again. Most of my runs in Balatro have been utter failures, complete train wrecks of terrible luck and poor decisions that keep me from progressing out of the first few rounds. I feel that. I make a lot of bad plays. Similarly, not every game of solitaire is winnable. Sometimes the cards are distributed in a way that makes further progress impossible, no matter how skilled of a player you are, but both games present you with the option to exert a little control over the randomness and to outthink the chaos and squeeze out a win that seemed impossible only moments prior. Now, I don't consider solitaire to be a gambling game. Yes, there is luck. Yes, there are better runs because of the factors outside of your control, but that's just randomness. It's not gambling. And Balatro, by the way, has no PvP. You're not playing against another person. There's no microtransactions. It's a $15 game. Once you pay the $15, you are done altogether. And although it does contain poker hands, which I think would be the main argument about how it teaches gambling, it also expands beyond poker hands. Yeah, there's 1 pair, 2 pair, straight, flush. But there's also things that just don't exist in poker that are fully made up. Like this person is playing 5 of a kind of the same suit. You cannot do that in poker because there are 4 cards and they all have different suits. It's called a flush 5. The dev made that shit. It's not real. That's not a real thing. And if you play it in this game, this is what happens. Now, everything you're seeing on the screen might seem like gibberish to you, but this was a carefully thought out master plan involving 8 different Joker cards, which apply different levels of multipliers on all of these individual cards based off the suit and the rank that the cards are to lead to a final score of 7 to the 55th power, which is a number I don't know how to express outside of just reading that screen right there. But he's a sick man. He's a sick man who does crazy shit. Congratulations to you. And that's what the game is. And this game isn't only getting taken out of like the Nintendo Switch store in different countries, it's also taking down content creator videos. Literally, creators who are making videos about Balatro are having their videos being taken down for gambling content. I had one creator DM me the exact examples, but you can take a look here. This is on TikTok. Live access suspended when they were playing Balatro because of gambling. Again, there's no PvP. You cannot earn money from this game. You cannot pour more money into this game. All you can do is play and try to have the best run on any random seed. You don't even have to play random seeds. You could play set seed, which is just remove the randomness altogether and just be about best play. The dev also tweeted out, it is a solo dev, that they don't condone gambling, staking something personally valuable on an uncertain event. But they also don't believe Balatro contains gambling. They have a risk-reward mechanic in RNG, but it's a core mechanic to the genre at large, which is true. If you ever played a fucking roguelike, there's a lot of luck in that bitch. That factually, there is just a lot of luck. It is not gambling, but if everything luck-based is gambling, then sure, but video games have luck, man. Video games just have luck. But it's not like we're playing blackjack here. And at first, I thought this story would blow over. There's no reason to talk about it. This is just, it's an oversight. We'll switch it back to 3+ in a day, and everyone can play Balatro, and we can live in a happy, peaceful world where nobody talks shit on Twitter. But then I heard from another dev. There's this game that I found out about a couple years ago. It's a strategy game, and it's a rogue-like a slot game. Aliens Rock plays it, one of my favorite YouTubers, and he had a fire, nasty, insane score on it. I remember this video vividly. And then I found out that Luck Be a Landlord, that game, was banned in 13 different countries because it was encouraging gambling, and it simulated gambling and was conducive to gambling or whatever. And it was specifically banned in South Korea, which is where 20% of the game's revenue was being made. And I will just read what the dev wrote here in this blog because I think it's valuable. Jetpack Joyride, a game with a literal slot machine mechanic, is E10 plus rated and isn't geoblocked. Dicey Dungeons, a game with themes of luck and rolling dice, is not geoblocked. A literal clone of my game, which raised $6 million in venture capital, is somehow E for everyone and isn't geoblocked, despite literally having a battle pass and random microtransactions. Don't even get me started on how loot boxes are allowed and encouraged on these platforms, which is all fucking true. Now, this game did eventually get unbanned in South Korea, but it took like 6 months. This only got unbanned like a couple of months ago. And they said it was very difficult as a solo dev to fix a situation. It's not like they're a huge company and they can't fix it in a second because they're not EA or whatever. They sent appeals 3 times. They got boilerplate responses back. And the game does not contain any gambling, but Google didn't want to hear it. And it's still banned in 12 other countries. And the whole time I'm reading all this, I'm thinking, bro, how does fucking FIFA exist, man? Or EA Football Club 24? This is a real clip. There's of a man playing FIFA.
I swear there's girls in this FIFA, bro. England. Left wing.
I show speed opening a pack.
Sterling. Sterling. Sterling.
Look, man. Pack openings are huge content farms, and all it is buying packs, oftentimes with money. You don't always need to use money, but you can use money, and all the creators who buy packs are using money to farm really cool players. That's gambling. It's literally gambling for the best team possible via pack openings. There have been restrictions, I think, because of the European Union on how they have to present those pack openings, but it's fucking gambling, bro, and it's E for everyone. How does it make sense? Make it make sense to me. There's no microtransactions. It's not PvP. It's just PvE, $15, and there's elements of poker, but they make shit up, man. It's more in poker. It's a good game. Stop fucking over my favorite game, man. Let everybody play it. Anyway, if you haven't checked out Balatro, check it out. It's a great-ass game. That's what I want to talk about today. I hope you'll indulge me. I'll be back for more juicy drama the next time I talk that you might all care about. Anyway, have a good one. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Subscribe.